I'm happy to report that since we last met at this conference in 2007, we have grown. But that's not really earth-shattering news. After all, many political parties can similarly point to an expansion within their ranks. Our situation is a little different, however. First, this is Singapore. And second, it is the Singapore Democratic Party that we are talking about. We have grown not because of the freedom that we enjoy or the media coverage that we receive. We have grown despite the persecution and harassment of our party. This party has been sued, its leaders and members repeatedly prosecuted, and our beliefs and activities vilified. And yet, despite all this, we have seen a more than healthy jump in the number of Singaporeans coming forward to serve the party and its cause. Why is it so? We're looking around and talking to our new members. I can identify two things: vision and values. And firstly, we have articulated our vision clearly. More important, shown a determination to work towards it. Secondly, our values. Values such as courage, integrity, and self-sacrifice are also what attracts Singaporeans. The sense of loyalty to one another and the fact that when one falls, the rest rally around him or her is an important quality that we must continue to nurture and cultivate. We proudly claim that ours is not a convenient vehicle for members to get on so that they can achieve their own self-centered goals. It is a party where self-interests are subordinate to the collective work of making our dream of democracy a reality. The shared purpose of fighting for justice and freedom has created a bond among the young and the veterans, the new and the experienced in the party. Our abiding love for what is fair and just is what keeps us together. This sense of togetherness and belongingness will serve us well both in good times and bad. It is what will make more Singaporeans want to come and be a part of our growing family. And for that, we call on our young Democrats to come to the fore and present yourselves boldly. We ask you to take the reins and do what that fire in your belly is calling you to do, and that passion in your heart that is crying out for you to achieve. You have to be the leaders of the youth of Singapore. And leaders don't wait to be called. They step forth and do. Where there is darkness, they burn just a little brighter. Where there is no path, they make one. And where there is fear, they bring forth hope. And when you have forged your characters in the crucible of the struggle, your reward will be a Singapore that is strong, open, and just. Now, the next elections is not far away. Now is not the time for us to take a break. Now is the time for us to step up our efforts to get our message out. We must step up our campaign for our Singaporeans First policy, where our citizens are not discriminated against in our own country, not sold out for cheap labor from overseas. We must make louder our call for minimum wage so that the poorest of our poor can earn a living that will allow them to feel like citizens, like human beings, instead of slaves. We must push harder to rid our society of the greed epitomized by our ministers. The greed that brutalizes society and pushes them to flee their own country and make home somewhere else. We must assume our role as leaders, not just as a political party, but as a community leader, to encourage civil society and individual citizens to get involved, to care about what's happening in our society, and to work to bring a new politics to Singapore. And so tonight, I ask all of you, members and friends, supporters and volunteers, to rededicate yourselves to the cause, a cause that is at once noble and enduring, a cause that we, the Singapore Democrats, have come to call our own. It is the cause of freeing our nation, one destined to succeed. I say this without hubris. I say this out of a firm knowledge of history, which favors those who stand on the side of right. This doesn't mean that success will be automatic. Far from it. It will depend much on how hard we work and how smartly we do it. We have laid the foundation, and it is sound. We must continue to strengthen that foundation, while at the same time erect the pillars that will allow us to build a party based on our vision and our values. A party that Singaporeans will come to respect and cherish. Thank you, and God bless.